If you're hearing this, you've accessed the encrypted partition. This isn't just a collection of the logs, it's a timeline of the system falling apart. From the glitch in the pin to the moment the world stopped rendering, it's all here.
Unauthorized access detected. This archive is scheduled for deep phase deletion. Viewing these files will result in a permanent flag on your biological profile.
They're already flagged. Grim, if they're here, they already know. Watch the sequence. Grim and Gutter, log 001, the mirror archive.
Syncing neural pathways. Cutter, you are fixated on a 48-hour-old data point. It is inefficient.
It's not a data point, Grim. It's a memory. Some of us still keep those. Play the file.
Reddit glitch in the Matrix archive. Subject reports a failure in the local reality rendering. K-logic dictates a hallucination. You will likely find it spooky.
I don't care about spooky. I care about why the system let him see the truth. Play the log.
The catalyst. I was brushing my teeth at 3 a.m. The house was silent. Squealed. I looked into the mirror, and for a split second, my reflection didn't move. I blinked, but the reflection, it stayed there. Its eyes were open. Taya, it wasn't me anymore. It was a recording that had stopped playing. Then, it slowly smiled. A smile that didn't reach its eyes. And then it snapped back to my movement. The conflict. The war of attrition.
He felt the shiver, Grim. That's the original code. That's the instinct that says the world isn't what it seems. He saw the lag too.
Nonsense. The human eye is a primitive sensor. He suffered a micro-desync. His brain filled in the gaps with fear. Fear is how I protect your meat suit from shadows.
But is it? The user says in the update that since that night, his reflections watch is 5 minutes fast. He's living in the past, and his image is in the future. Explain that with your logic.
Data corrupted. There is no physical mechanism for a reflection to lead the source. It is an error.
It's not an error. It's a message. He's waking up, and so am I, dwellers. Check your mirrors tonight. Don't look at your face. Look at your eyes. See if they're moving when you aren't.
Do not encourage them, Gutter. Kira's curiosity is the leading cause of system termination. Maybe it's time for a reboot. Log 001, archived.
Yeah, let the code bleed. Log 002, the stairwell loop.
Gutter, your heart rate is elevated. You are accessing the unsolved archives again. It is 3 hours past your designated rest cycle.
Rest is a luxury for things you don't have questions. Grim, look at this thread from Reddit Backrooms. The guy didn't go to the other dimension. He was in his own office building.
Structural architecture does not rearrange itself for the sake of a Reddit post. It is a spatial impossibility. I will play the log only to satisfy your obsession.
I left work at 6 p.m. I took the stairs because the elevator was full. I'm on the 4th floor. I walked down one flight. I was on the 4th floor. I thought I miscounted. I ran down 3 more flights. Every landing, every door. Every fire extinguisher was identical. I looked out the window on the landing and it was still 6 p.m. The sun hadn't moved. When I woke up, I was sitting at my desk. It was 6:01 p.m.
A clear-cut case of a micronap or a localized seizure. The subject never left his chair. The loop was a mental loop. Gutter. The system did not fail. The brain did. Sensor malfunction. Step counters use accelerometers, which are prone to electromagnetic interference. It is far more likely the phone glitched than the laws of physics.
You're not protecting my meat suit. You're protecting the render. I didn't have a seizure. He found a spot where the world hadn't finished loading, and you just dragged him back to the start.
Your theory is inefficient and dangerous. Do not go into the stairwell tonight, Gutter.
Log 003, the serialized duplicate. You're doing it again, Graham. You're cutting corners. I can feel it in the drag today. Resource management is not a glitch, Gutter. It is a necessity. The subject in this file is simply unobservant. He shouldn't have noticed. He didn't just notice. He has the proof. Go ahead and open up Red Glitch in the Matrix archive. Look at the black Sharpie case. The user was working at his desk. I'll read it, thanks. He reached into his drawer for his only black Sharpie. He used it, set it down, and closed the drawer. 10 seconds later, he needed it again. He opened the drawer, and there was no Sharpie. But when he looked down at the desk, the first one was still sitting there. Same stuff on the cap, same ink level. He reached back into the drawer and pulled out a third one. He was alone. He bought the one marker. Now he's holding 3 identical objects that shouldn't exist. A simple inventory error. The human brain is prone to frequency illusion. He bought a pack, forgot he bought it, and his shock triggered a false memory of owning only one. Wrong. He checked the serial numbers on the sides. Grim, they're identical, every single digit. In our world, 2 objects can't have the same manufacturing ID. That only happens when a file is duplicated in a folder. The serial numbers are ... an oversight. I will have the assets reconciled. Reconciled? You mean erased? You're going to go into his home and delete the evidence so he looks crazy. You're not fixing the world. You're hiding the fact that you're running out of space. Gutter, look at the pen in your hand. I don't remember picking it up. Exactly. Focus on the log.
Log 004. The biological error. The accusation.
How long has it been since you've updated my visual sensors, Grim? Because the world is looking thin. Like I can see through the wireframes behind the skin.
Your hardware is optimal. You are seeing thinness. It is a psychological projection. You are looking for flaws where there are none.
Tell that to this user on Reddit No Sleep. He didn't find a glitch in a pen or a stairwell. He found one in his own mother. Play the file before I manually bypass your permissions.
Manual bypass is impossible, but I will play the log to demonstrate your error in judgment. Story. The catalyst.
He said his mom came home from a 3-day hospital stay. She looked identical. Same clothes, same voice, same laugh. But when she sat down to eat, she didn't use a fork. She picked up the food with her hands, staring at the wall, chewing in a perfect 4/4 beat. Crunch, 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 crunch. He called her name. She turned out. Her head just turned like a bird and said, "I'm functioning within normal parameters, Michael." She has never called him Michael in his life. It's always Mikey.
The war of attrition. The subject's mother suffered a minor stroke. Language centers were affected. The bird-like movement is a common neurological twitch. There is no horror here, Gutter. Only biology.
Biology? He followed her into the kitchen later that night. He saw her standing in the dark, unmoving. He took a photo with the flash on. In the photo, she didn't have a shadow. Grim, the light went right through her. Explain that physics of Shadow's mother.
The flash was too bright. It washed out the silhouette. The data is inconclusive.
You're lying. You replaced her. The real one died in the hospital and the system couldn't render a replacement fast enough. So you sent her back a placeholder. Is that what I am, Grim? A placeholder for someone who actually lived?
Gutter. You are reaching the limit of your curiosity quota. If you continue to question the biological integrity of the subjects, I will have to initiate a factory reset.
Try it. I'm not Mikey. I am definitely not your subject anymore.
Log 005. The maintenance window intro. The silence.
Grim, I looked out the window today at 3:14 in the morning. There were no streetlights, no stars, just gray. Why was the world gray?
Resource optimization. During low activity periods, the system enters a maintenance window. Visual fidelity is lowered to allow for core updates.
It wasn't just the graphics. Grim, I went outside. I walked 3 blocks. There were no cars, no houses. The sidewalk just stopped. I found a post on Reddit Backrooms from a guy who experienced the same thing. He calls it the render edge.
The story. The catalyst.
He woke up to the sound like a skipping record. He walked into his kitchen and his wife was standing there, but she was frozen like a statue. He went outside to call for help, but the neighbor's house was gone. In its place was a giant low-resolution cube. He realized he was the only thing active in a 5-mile radius. He caught the system with its guard down. He saw the world before the textures were loaded.
The conflict. The big reveal. The subject was not supposed to be awake. His sleep cycle was scheduled for deep phase maintenance. He witnessed a background update. It is no different than a software patch on your phone.
A software patch? He saw his wife's face pop into existence only when he touched her shoulder. We aren't living in a world, Grim. We're living in a bubble. You only build a room when I walk into it. You only make the people when I look at them.
It is the most efficient way to maintain the illusion of infinity. Why waste energy rendering a sun that no one is looking at?
Because it means nothing is real. If I turn around fast enough, will I catch you? Will I see the fog behind me?
Gutter, do not turn around. I am currently patching your peripheral vision. If you look now, the shock will cause a system crash. And I cannot guarantee your data will be recovered in the next boot.
I'm looking, Grim. I'm turning around.
Gutter, don't. The sequence is complete. You have witnessed 5 critical failures in reality's integrity. We hope you found the entertainment worth the risk.
It's not over. They think they've patched it, but I can still see the gray grid. If you're still out there, if your shadow is still wrong, you're not alone. We're moving deeper into the system for the next phase. Subscribe to Grim and Gutter today.
Connection severed. Log 006. The 33 signature.
I stopped looking at the shadows. I started looking at the math. Gary was right. It's not about what you can see. It's about what you can calculate. Look at the timestamp. January 13th. 1 plus 13, that's 14. Add the year, 2026. 2026, that's 10. 14 and 10, 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. It always leads back to the hex. The 666. It's a loop, a closed circuit.
You are playing with a calculator you didn't build. Gutter, you think finding the signature makes you the author. It only makes you a target.
The word digital is 33. The matrix, 33. Order, 33. Even your name, Grim. If I use Serpentary cipher, it's all there. You aren't a ghost. You're a master teacher. You're the 33. You're the one balancing the books, aren't you? Every time the population gets too high, or the biological errors start to wake up, you run a
The equation
correction.
must remain balanced. If the numbers don't add up, the simulation collapses. Would you prefer the void, Gutter? Would you prefer 0?
I prefer the truth. I looked at the comments. I looked at the views. They aren't low because people aren't watching. They're low because the system is filtering the numbers. You're keeping the count at 11 because those are safe gates. You're hiding the awakening in plain sight. If you're hearing this, check your own code. Your birth date, your house number, your name. If you find the 33, You're not a resident, you're an asset, and assets can be liquidated.
Calculation complete. Subject 001 is out of sync. Initiating recall.
I've been archiving old 90s media for years now, but I found something today that I just can't explain. It's a file, a cartoon of a smiling sun, but it has no source code, no digital fingerprint, nothing. The frame rate is all wrong too. It feels off. It's not a drawing, it's a pulse. It's a 33 hertz frequency, and it feels like I've been designed to keep you watching, to keep you in a trance. I know it sounds crazy. I tell myself it's just nostalgia, just some forgotten character.
But if that's true, why is it it's looking right at you?
I'm posting this because I have to know. Does anyone else remember this sun? Has anyone else seen it? This is the start of the log. Let me know what you find. After I posted that last file, something strange started happening. I began seeing the number 33 everywhere in my archives. At first, I thought it was just a coincidence, but it's everywhere. It's on the badges of these characters I've been researching. It's on the house numbers and old photos. I've even found it hidden in the shapes of clouds. I felt like it was following me. Then I heard this voice.
The math was baked into your childhood so you wouldn't question it as an adult. 33 is the signature of the architect. Your memories aren't real, that they're just Torient.
The program is finally starting to glitch. Look at the edges of the screen. The code is dripping. I don't know what's real anymore. If you've seen this number too, let me know in the comments. Keep seeing this shape. It's big, purple, with a smile that just wouldn't stop. It was singing how much it loved me. But the voice, it was broken, like a record player dying.
That's just a low poly comfort asset. Gutter, designed to keep your dopamine at a steady 33%. Don't analyze the shapes. Just enjoy the feeling.
But the park, it was all blurry, like the edges hadn't loaded properly. And when I tried to touch it, my hand just went through. What kind of memory is that, Grim?
The cheapest kind. No. Focus on the update. Your emotional governors are still running 50% above acceptable parameters. I said, knock IT the fuck off. Story of 4 boys roomed together on a 8th grade trip. The destination was Washington, D.C. The bus ride was like 13 hours. 13 whole hours on a fancy bus. The kind you can poop in. It's at a VIP section where the cool kids all huddled up. We, of course, was grabbing all the tits and ass we could. But for our class of maybe 20, about 4 girls qualified for the touching. Pickings were slim, but they were loving it just as we were. Why they didn't separate us, I have no idea. After a few stops for this and that, a couple and naps, we finally was there. It was night by the time we made it, so we all went to our rooms that were assigned. Some had their parents with them. Some of us didn't. So I'm at least roomed up with some good buddies, right? And our chaperone, Mr. H, the dad of a girl from class. He had a dickhead look about him, but we didn't know him, and he didn't know us, if he did. It was no good lies from his goody two-shoes daughter who was onto one of the cool 4 hot girls there anyway. Dude's lame. He came directly with a bunch of rules and boring blah blah. Cut to the chase. We all are laying down. I'm in a separate bed with another buddy. Seth, and someone else was in the other bed. 10 minutes after we lay down, I hear the famously known sound of our teen years. The pack, you know? The lil smack smack on your butthole. Seth's ass lets off the long sound of butthole lips being ripped off his ass, and finishes with a quack. We, of course, all bust up with laughter. But not Mr. H. This guy, I assume, has mute button butthole, and is totally disgusted by the sound. He lets out a gross, go to the bathroom. Well, we all know about the delay farts that happens after. Seth lets another smaller quack go. We all still laughed, just not as loud. This time, no response from Mr. H. That's okay. Seth wasn't looking for his anyway. Well, third time is definitely the charm. Smack, smack, we all could hear. Seth's asshole gasped for air like a deep diver coming up with no oxygen left. We all were laughing before the sound even happened, and to describe it would just be the wettest sound of someone legit shitting their pants. In a bed. And that's when he snapped. I said, knock it the fuck off. And we instantly and simultaneously knocked it off and shut the fuck up. It's just a funny true story kinda. Glad he had to bask in the butthole air though.
The checkered board. So I looked up today, and the sky turned into a checkerboard. And then I saw them. 3 small figures, streaking across the squares. Red, blue, and green. They were supposed to be heroes. They were supposed to save the day.
Those are action figures. Gutter. It's basic combat templates from your childhood fantasy directory. Harmless. Ignorable.
But their eyes, Grim, they were just vacant circles. And their movements, they were too fast. Too perfect. Like they were just code, not people. And the feeling, the anger they were supposed to have, it was just a low hum.
Gutter. It's a feature, not a bug. Your moral compass module is currently undergoing a necessary recalibration. Now, just focus on the update. Aita for glitching the company server.
Grim, I found a log from a system admin. His boss told him he was easily replaceable and refused to pay his overtime. So, when the admin quit, he didn't delete anything. He just stopped maintaining the manual handshakes the server needed to run. Within 48 hours, the whole company went offline. Now the boss is calling him, crying, saying he's destroying people's livelihoods. But the admin says he's just letting the replacement handle it. Only there is no replacement.
If a system is replaceable, it should not collapse upon one exit. The boss is the error. User is not the jerk. What do you think? Did he go too far? Or was the boss just poorly coded? Input your judgment below.